Namaste, Dandava Pranam. By the instruction and grace of our spiritual master, Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Shripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj, we are here reading Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Canto 3, the Status Quo, Chapter 7, Text 19. Yatsevaya Bhagavata Utastasya Madhudvisa Ratiraso Bhavetirvra Adayorvyan San Ardana. By serving the feet of the spiritual master, one is enabled to develop transcendental ecstasy in the service of the personality of Godhead, who is the unchangeable enemy of the Madhu demon and whose service vanquishes one's material distresses. Purport. The association of a bona fide spiritual master like the sage Maitreya can be of absolute help in achieving transcendental attachment for the direct service of the Lord. The Lord is the enemy of the Madhu demon, or in other words, he is the enemy of the suffering of his pure devotee. The word Rati Rasha is significant in this verse. Service to the Lord is rendered in different transcendental mellows or relationships: neutral, active, friendly, parental, and conjugal. A living entity in the liberated position of transcendental service to the Lord becomes attracted to one of the above-mentioned mellows. And when one is engaged in transcendental loving service to the Lord, one's service attachment in the material world is automatically vanquished. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 2.59, Rasha Varjam Raso Pyasya Param Dristva Nivartate. Text 20. Dharapa Hyalpatapasha Seva Vaikunta Vartmasu Yatropagiyate Nityam Deva Devo Janardana. Persons whose austerity is meager can hardly obtain the service of the pure devotees who are progressing on the path back to the kingdom of Godhead, the Vaikunthas. Pure devotees engage 100% in glorifying the Supreme Lord, who is the Lord of the demigods and the controller of all living entities. Purport. The path of liberation, as recommended by all authorities, is to serve the Mahatma transcendentalists. As far as Bhagavad Gita is concerned, the Mahatmas are the pure devotees who are on the path to Vaikuntha, the kingdom of God, and who always chant and hear the glories of the Lord rather than talk of dry, profitless philosophy. This system of association has been recommended since time immemorial, but in this age of quarrel and hypocrisy, it is especially recommended by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Even if one has no assets of favorable austerity, if he nevertheless takes shelter of the Mahatmas who are engaged in chanting and hearing the glories of the Lord, he is sure to make progress on the path back home, back to Godhead. Text 21. Shristbhagre Mahadadini Savaikar Anyanu Kramat Ebhyo Virajam Udritya Tamanu Prabhisad Vibhu. After creating the total material energy, the Mahatattva, and thereby manifesting the gigantic universal form with senses and sense organs, the Supreme Lord entered within it. Purport. Fully satisfied by the answers of the sage Maitreya, Vidura wanted to understand the remaining portions of the creative function of the Lord, and he took the clue from previous topics. Text 22. Yamahor adyam purusham sahasrangra uru bahukam yatra vishva ime loka saviksham ta ashate. The Purusha incarnation lying on the causal ocean is called the original Purusha in the material creations, and in his Virat form, in whom all the planets and their inhabitants live, he has many thousands of legs and hands. Purport. The first Purusha is Karnadaksha Vishnu, The second Purusha is Garbhodakshai Vishnu, and the third Purusha is Kshirodakshai Vishnu, in whom is contemplated the Virat Purusha, the gigantic form in which all the planets with their different developments and inhabitants are floating. Text 23. Yasmin dasa vidha prana sindriyartindriyastrivit vayerito yato varnas tadvibhutir padasvatna. O great Brahmana, you have told me that the gigantic Virat form and his senses, sense objects, and 10 kinds of life air exist with 3 kinds of life vigor. Now, if you will kindly explain to me the different powers of the specific divisions. Text 24. Yatra putrais cha putrais cha naptrit bhi saha gotrajai prajavichitra akritai asanyabir idam tatam. O my Lord, I think that the process manifest in the forms of sons, grandsons, and family members has spread all over the universe in different varieties and species. Text 25. Prajapati nam sapatis chaklepe kan prajapatin sargams chaivanu sargams cha manun manvantaradipan. O learned Brahmana, please describe how the leader of all demigods, namely the Prajapati, Brahma, decided to establish the various Manus, the heads of the ages. Please describe the Manus also, and please describe the descendants of those Manus. Purport. The human race, or Manushasara, descends from the Manus, sons and grandsons of the Prajapati, Brahma. The descendants of Manu reside in all the different planets and rule all the universe. Text 26. Uparyadas chayeloka bhumer mitratma jashate tesham samstam paramancha bhulokasya cha varnaya. O son of Mitra, kindly describe how the planets are situated above the earth as well as underneath it, and also please mention their measurement as well as that of the earthly planets. Purport. Yasmin vigyate sarvam evam vigyatam bhavati. Mundaka Upanishad 1.3. This Vedic hymn declares emphatically that the devotee of the Lord knows everything material and spiritual in relationship with the Lord. Devotees are not simply emotional, as is ill-conceived by certain less intelligent men. Their direction is practical. They know everything that is, and all the details of the Lord's domination over the different creations. Text 27. Tiryan manusha devanam sarishripa patatrinam badhana sarga samvyahum garbhasvedadvijobidam. Also, please describe the living beings under different classifications. Subhumans, humans, those born of the embryo, those born of perspiration, those who are twice born, birds, and the plants and vegetables. Kindly describe their generations and subdivisions also. 28. Gunavatarar vishvasya sargasti tapya yashrayam Shrajata Srinivasasya Vyachaksho Vodara Vikramam. Please also describe the incarnations of the material modes of nature, Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara. And please describe the incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his magnanimous activities. Purport. Although Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara, the 3 incarnations of the material modes of nature, are the principal deities for the creation, maintenance, and destruction of the cosmic manifestation. They are not the final authority. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, is the ultimate goal, the cause of all causes. He is the ashraya, or the final rest of everything. Text 29. Varnashrama vibhagamscha rupa shila svabhavata rishinam janma karmani vedasya cha vikarshanam. O great sage, kindly describe the divisions and orders of human society in terms of symptoms, behavior, and the characteristics of mental equilibrium and sense control. Also, please describe the births of the great sages and the categorical divisions of the Vedas. Purport. The four statuses and orders of human society, Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Sudras, as well as Brahmacharis, Grihastas, Vanaprasthas, and Sannyasis, are all divisions of quality, education, culture, and spiritual advancement attained by practicing control of the mind and the senses. All of these divisions are based on the particular nature of each individual person, not on the principle of birth. Birth is not mentioned in this verse because birth is immaterial. Vidura is famous in history as born of a Shudrani mother, yet he is more than a Brahmana by qualification because he is seen here to be the disciple of a great sage, Maitreya Muni. Unless one achieves at least the Brahminical qualifications, one cannot understand the Vedic hymns. Mahabharata is also a division of the Vedas, but it is meant for women, Sudras, and Dvija Bandhus, the worthless children of the higher section. The less intelligent section of society can avail themselves on the Vedic instructions simply by studying the Mahabharata. Text 30. Yagyasya cha vitanani, yogasya cha patha prabho, naishkaramyasya cha sankasya, tantram va bhagavat smritam. Please also describe the expansions of the different sacrifices and the paths of mystic powers, analytical study of knowledge, and devotional service, all with their respective regulations. Purport. The word tantram is significant herein. Sometimes tantram is misunderstood to be the black spiritual science of materialistic persons engaged in sense gratification. But here, tantram means the science of devotional service compiled by Srila Narada Muni. One can take advantage of such regulative explanations of the path of devotional service and make progressive advancement in the devotional service of the Lord. Sankhya philosophy is the basic principle of acquiring knowledge, as will be explained by the sage Maitreya. The Sankhya philosophy enunciated by Kapila Dev, the son of Devahuti, is the real source of knowledge about the supreme truth. Knowledge not based on the Sankhya philosophy is mental speculation and can yield no tangible profit. Text 31. Pashanda patta vaishamyam pratiloma niveshanam jitvasya gatayo yascha yavatir guna karmaja. Please also describe the imperfections and contradictions of the faithless atheists, the situation of cross-breeding, and the movements of the living entities in various species of life according to their particular modes of nature and work. Purport. The combination of living entities in different modes of material nature is called crossbreeding. The faithless atheists do not believe in the existence of God, and thus their paths of philosophy are contradictory. Atheistic philosophers never agree with one another. Different species of life are evidence of varieties of mixtures of the modes of material nature. Text 32. Dharmartha kama mokshanam nimittanya virhodata vartaya danda nittescha shrutasya cha vidhim pratak. You may also describe the non-contradictory causes of religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, and salvation, and also the different means of livelihood and different processes of law and order as mentioned in the revealed scriptures. Text 33. Shradhasya cha vidhim brahman, pitrinam sargam evacha, graha nakshatra taranam, kalavayava samstitim. Please also explain the regulations for offering respects to the forefathers, the creation of the Pitraloka, the time scheduled in the planets, stars, and luminaries, and their respective situations. Purport. The time durations of day and night, as well as months and years, are different in the different planets, stars, and luminaries. The higher planets like the moon and Venus have different time measurements from those on Earth. It is said that 6 months of this planet, Earth, equal 1 day of the higher planets. In Bhagavad Gita, the duration of 1 day in Brahmaloka is measured to be 1,000 times the 4 yugas, or 4,300,000 years multiplied by 1,000. And the month and year in Brahmaloka are calculated in that measure. Okay. Thus ends our reading for today. We will continue from text 34 on Monday. Are there any comments or questions? Jai Vishnupad Paramahamsa Shripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Guru Dev, Srila Acharya Dev, Srila Shanta Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. All glories to the world devotees, all glories to the worldwide devotees, Sama Bhakti Veda Vrinda Ki Jai.
Jai.
Navadvip Dham Ki Jai, Nrishangapali Dham Ki Jai, Mayapur Dham Ki Jai, Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai, Baladev, Jagannath Dhru Ki Jai, Ganga Mai, Yamuna Mai Ki Jai, Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai, Giri Govardhan, Gupta Govardhan Dham Ki Jai, Sham Kund, Radha Kund Ki Jai, Tosa Devi, Bhakti Devi, Vrinda Devi Ki Jai, Jai Harinam Sankirtan Yagya Ki Jai, Jai Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai, Jai Scientific Sankirtan Yagya Ki Jai, Vedanta Institute Ki Jai, Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Institute Ki Jai, Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai. Jai Gaur Premanandi Hari 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 Bol. Jai Srimati Uma Devi Dasi Ki Jai. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna Keshav Prabhu Ki Jai. Dhanavad Pranam.
Dhanavad Pranam Ji.